Today's topic is the Second Industrial Revolution. We'll be your hosts today, guys. It was the year of 1870 when the Industrial Revolution started. Many inventions, such as you can see them up here, were made. Such as, like, the telephone was one of the first inventions that was made. And then it was the light bulb, and then the typewriter, and then the elevator, cars, and then the sewing machine. We also have the skyscrapers. They were not invented, but they were built by people. So some of the inventors were Thomas Edison, who actually invented the light bulb. We have Christopher Lethem Scholes, who invented the typewriter. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. William Lee Barnagee had the idea of the skyscrapers, which was actually a really pretty good idea. Mm-hmm. Shout out to him. We have Elijah Otis, who built the elevator. And then Henry Ford, who invented the first cars. Yeah. That worked. Yeah. Then we have Isaac Singer, who made the sewing machine. Yeah, his job was basically with the sewing machines just to, like, make it so that it was easier to produce clothing. Yeah. Because women had made clothing over the years. Yeah. With their hands, and so this helped them build it. Uh-huh. And then the elevator. Elijah Otis created the elevator for a purpose. So with the skyscrapers, for an example, you would be able to go up into higher buildings without using stairs. And the elevator was a very, like, it was a faster process. Yes. It was so that you didn't have to climb the stairs and get tired before you were already there. So cars were basically made so that people could transport themselves to places such as the skyscrapers. Yeah, because so as you see, like, it's cars right here, and then in the background there's people walking. Well, I don't think people want to walk around. Yeah. Okay. So the telephone. It's made so that you can contact people that are not there. So, like, for instance, if your grandmama was sick, you could call her. Yeah, and, like, if you, like, think about it, if, like, you ever watch, like, a fairy tale, and, like, there's, like, I don't know how to explain it, like, it's like a princess movie, and, like, she wants to send her prince a note or whatever, and she has a bird do it. Well, instead of having that bird do it, you can call. Yeah, you can talk to them on. So, yeah. Okay then. We also have the typewriter, which is made so that people can. Yeah. So like writers, like whoever, like made, like whoever created books and stuff. Like the first book. Let's say the first book was Harry Potter. No, I'm just kidding. Ew. Wait. So let's just say it was Harry Potter. Yeah. You could, instead of writing it, you could type it up. Yeah. So that it's people, neater. Yeah. It's easier to read it. Yeah. Okay. Now we have the last one is the light bulb. The light bulb was a source that Thomas Edison kind of like created. Yeah. And he said that I don't know, he didn't say this, but like many people before him had invented the light bulb, but he used cardboard to make the light. Like the flesh. So because people had made it, but it would just be like 3 seconds. And this light bulb that he made here in that picture was he used cardboard. Obviously. So that it would be on for long term. And Thomas Edison made that. So these are all the inventions and the people that invented them and the Industrial Revolution. We will be right back. We're your hosts. Don't take a break. Oh yeah, we need those. All right, guys, we are back. So, sorry, you're on a phone call. Yeah. So, we are talking about presidents now because during the Industrial Revolution, many presidents were made. Yeah, but really the only important ones was Ulysses S. Grant, Theodore Roosevelt, and William Howard Taft, which also made a very tremendous change in people's lives. So the first we have is Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses S. Grant, okay? This is him. He Okay, let's go do that.
He was a war hero. He fought in the Civil War, and he led the Union troops to make it so that they won.
Yeah.
He made the North and South actually come back together.
In the Civil War. Like
After the Civil War.
Yeah, after.
So this is the North.
And South.
And then,
Reunited.
so, this is what all your students at Grant did.
This was called Reconstruction.
So that was a different unit though. So let's just erase all of this because, we're done with this guy. He was cool and all. But
he
a very
was
big
not
part.
as good as Theodore Roosevelt.
Who's next?
Yep.
So let's draw him real quick.
Theodore Roosevelt was one of like the best presidents, to be honest with you. One of his quotes was like, "Speak softly and carry a big stick."
So let's draw him a big stick.
And then speak softly.
That quote means to, if there's not trouble, then don't make trouble. So if your baby brother's poking you, then that's when you make trouble. Yeah, with the big stick. That's when you make trouble. If he's not poking you, then don't poke the bear.
Teddy Roosevelt was obviously an amazing president.
Mhm.
He had a big plan that would change people's life forever, and it was called the Square Deal. So the Square Deal.
So let's draw this little square here.
I already drawn a square.
Too bad. We don't. So there were 4 parts to the square deal. The first part was business regulation. Business regulation, basically, Teddy Roosevelt used the Sherman Antitrust Act to break up 43 trusts, and this law was passed to do something about monopolies, bad companies, and bad trusts who are not treating people rightly. And Eva will talk about the second.
Wait, where's the second one? The second part was the consumer protest. What is it?
Consumer protection.
Protection, yeah, that word. Okay, so the second part was the consumer protection. I don't feel like writing it out.
All right.
The consumer protection was like when the book The Jungle came out, many people realized what was really their food. So Teddy decided to pass food and drugs.
He decided to pass the Food and Drug Act.
Yeah.
So that this made it so that all food and
Sorry,
drugs
I'm like,
can
I
go
can't
through.
see the words. I don't have
Can
my
go
glasses.
through the FDA. Say Food, Drug Act. So the FDA, which made it so that the food and the drugs could be checked by people, so that they didn't have rat poop in them. The Meat Inspection Act was also put into play, which just makes it so that your meat doesn't have rat.
Yeah, so
in
like
it.
meat. This is the meat, okay?
And this is the rat.
Yeah, that's a hot rat.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how the third part was. And the third part of the square deal, which is actually pretty important, is conservationalism. So let's write that word up here first. Erase that. Sorry, it's a really long word.
2 acres of land was saved from Teddy Roosevelt, who could make like national parks. So
he was saved 200 acres so that he could make national parks. And you put park national as well. Anyways, then he was also, Teddy Roosevelt, he built 5 parks.
and 18 national monuments with like the 2 acres.
200 acres.
Yeah, 200.
So things include Mount Rushmore, and that's not it, but that's one of the things that he made was Mount Rushmore.
Teddy Roosevelt believed that there should be a place where people could see like wildlife. So he did. He like created all of these things so people would be able to see the wildlife. He has an eraser right here, right?
Okay, so now the last thing that was part of the square deal was labor and management. So let's write that up here.
All kinds of people went on strike, and federal government didn't have a voice in this problem.
So when you go on strike, so these people, let's draw some people on strike. When you go on strike, it basically means that you don't like your boss. So, I mean, many people don't like their boss, but like these people hated their boss. So, they went on strike to try and do something about it. And so, they can't do. So the federal government, so let's draw them over here. These are the federal government people. Sorry for our really bad art skills, but. So these are the federal government, and they did not have a say at all. So Teddy Roosevelt figured that it would be horrible if the federal government could not put in the say.
Yeah, so he made it so they were able to.
Yes. So that was the square deal.
Teddy Roosevelt.
He was a great man.
Yeah, he was a great man, president, businessman. He had. There's a lot of stuff that happened to him
in his life.
Yeah.
His mother.
Yeah, his mom, his wife.
What is this? They died on the same day.
January 6, 1919.
So I feel like that would be a lot. So that's just a little fun fact about Teddy Roosevelt. So the last person we're going to be talking about is William Howard Taft.
Oh yeah.
So
William Howard Taft was this man. He was a businessman.
He's a very good businessman.
He was also the person who was known to break a bathtub.
Yeah.
Because of how fat he was.
So that's not very important, but that's just a cool detail.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too. He had to have like a custom-made bathtub to like that would fit 4 men inside of it.
Yep. So another thing that he did that was actually special. So Teddy Roosevelt was actually away, and he was hunting big game in Africa, and he actually came back, and William Howard Taft, he voted him for president. And so William Howard Taft actually broke up 99 trust acts. Just trusts. Oh. He broke up 99 trusts.
Why did I say just acts?
I'm not sure. But William broke up 99 trusts. William Howard Taft, we didn't really learn a ton about him. He got stuck in a bathtub.
It's really
interesting.
Yeah.
But anyways, Teddy Roosevelt liked him, and then he didn't afterwards.
Yeah. William Howard Taft wasn't a great president. He was a good president, but he wasn't as good as Teddy Roosevelt because he didn't really want to make a difference in his community.
Yeah,
he wanted the fact, the money. He wanted he didn't like the fact of being a president. He wanted the fact of being a president.
And that's why Teddy Roosevelt did not like him afterwards.
Yeah, because Teddy Roosevelt wanted and liked being president.
He wanted the best.
Him did not. He did not.
Because William broke up 99 trusts. That's another reason why Teddy Roosevelt didn't really like him. Because, he beat his score. And, if you ever played video games, you don't like to beat the score.
Yeah.
So that was our conversation today, guys. I know you guys are all clapping, so we'll let you get to that. So, bye. Have a nice day. Let's give it up.